Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be redesigning my website. It's a long time coming, and so I'm going to take you guys through the process and show you guys how I'm going to be doing that. It's weird because as an artist, I go through these phases where I'm like, I want to rebrand everything and I want to change my whole identity as an artist at least 3 times a year. I feel this way at least 3 times a year, but I think now is the time I actually did something. So I want to start by redoing my website, and I think that's a cool way to start. See, I love my website. She's cute, she's the moment, but I feel like she can be elevated, you know what I mean? It's not too much really my style anymore. I'm looking to brighten up the colors a little bit on my site, update my logo, and add a portfolio, and make my site overall a better experience for people when they click on it, and for people to discover my art a little bit better. So I wanted to film it and show you guys how I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna head over to my desk and we're gonna figure this out. So the first thing I wanted to do is change my logo. My current logo is pretty basic and isn't an accurate reflection of what I actually do. It's very simple, very logo-y, if that makes sense. But I'm an artist. I need a fun logo that kind of represents my vibe. So that's what we're gonna be doing. For those who don't know, my art brand's name is House Composite, which is a name that I came up with when I was literally 17. So no real thought was put into it. I'm gonna be honest, no real thought was put into it. I guess it sounds cool, but I don't know. I don't know if it's still me per se. I'm really going through this thing where I want to personalize my art career. And when I tell you that, I had no idea what I wanted my logo to look like. I spent days thinking, building Pinterest boards, and doing so many ideation sketches because I was like, what am I supposed to do? I was doing all this based on the name House Composite. But in the end, I opted for my signature that I used to sign every single piece of art that I do, which is my name. Not only does it personalize it, but I feel like I really like the hand-drawn element to it, and it kind of is already representative of my art because you'll find that signature on every piece that I've done. And so yeah, I still want to keep the name House Composite because it's a hassle to change business name and be doing all that. So, but I do want to still personalize it a little bit more. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm currently in Photoshop right now, editing me here. I just realized that I filmed this entire screen recording for this video in poor resolution, poor quality. So it's not crisp. It's not, I must admit, it's quite blurry. You can still see what I'm doing, so that's good. But bear with me as I explain what I'm doing and stuff. Hopefully it's not too bad. That's so unfortunate. And so I'm gonna show you guys how I turn my signature into a viable vector image so that I can make it into a logo that's resizable, that can be placed on multiple things. So the 2 apps I'm gonna be using is Photoshop and Illustrator to do this. Photoshop to get my signature down because I don't like drawing in Illustrator with my pen, and then Illustrator to make it into a vector image. So right now in Photoshop, I like to go onto my brush tool. So in my brush tool, I have my presets that I use, and normally when I am doing my signature on all of my little art pieces, I like to use the sketch brush. But this one, as you can see, is very smooth, which is cool. But I want to go for the hand-drawn look, the more rough look. So I'm going to actually use this brush that I have called Charcoal Pencil and increase the size a little bit. As you can see, this one's a little bit more rough, a little bit more sketchy-like. So we're going to use that instead. And so I'm just going to do my signature here. It's a pretty basic signature, I must admit. It's literally just my name. But I think it's cute. And at the end, I like to put a little heart because we're all about love here. So this is kind of the basic little signature going on here. I want to make a different kind of signature for smaller spaces. So I have this one that's going to go on my little homepage banner. We're going to make this black and white because my website has a white background. So I'm like, I gotta make this black. Now I just have my things in white because it just looks nicer. My second logo that I want to have is just literally same thing. Oops, spells my name wrong. Same thing, but have my last name at the bottom and a heart. I actually don't like that. We're gonna redo that because I think it's too thick. Just playing around with how I want them to look, the alignment, everything. Pretty basic, but it's more me because it's my name. So those are the two that I kind of want to incorporate into my little website. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna spend some time here fixing up the logo, making it look the way I want it to look, realigning some things. So right now I just brought out the ruler tool and pulled this down so that it's aligned. And so what I want to do is go through each of these letters and kind of just circle and move, as they would say. No one says that, but I'm gonna lasso tool and move some things around until I get my desired look. Editing me here 2.0. So the screen recording actually stopped working here, and you actually can't see me do any of what I said I was gonna do with the logo. And I didn't realize till after I was done making the little adjustments and doing the lasso tool thing. But this is the finished product and I think it looks good. Yeah. Okay, so I changed it around a little bit and now I kind of have the logo that I want. So what I want to do is I want to save this as a PNG and then import it into Illustrator. Also, if you hear a fan going on, it is really hot. I need a fan. That's kind of what I need to do. I'm just gonna save as a PNG on my computer actually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to export it as a PNG. I'm gonna do that with both logos so that I have them. And then I'm gonna do the same for logo 2. So now I'm just gonna open up Illustrator. So in order to turn these into vector images, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go Window, and then I'm gonna go Image Trace, and then this little tab is gonna pop up here. And in this little tab, what I want to do is I want to select the image that I'm going to trace or whatever, and we're going to change the, actually no, we're going to keep the mode because my logo is black and white, but normally if you had a color logo or a color thing that you want it to be a vector, you change it to color, but I'm going to keep it as black and white, and then I'm just going to trace. So now I want to do is I want to go Object, and then I want to go Expand. And so now I have a vector image that I can edit. So I'm gonna go layers, expand this little thing, expand this, and each little letter here is now a thing. So I'm just gonna turn off the background. I'm gonna actually delete that. Actually, I'm gonna delete this little layer here. So in here now I have my logo, and in order to resize it without changing the proportion, you're just gonna hold Shift, and then you're gonna expand it like that. And so now I have my logo that I can expand and change up, and it kind of gives like a little, it gives like a hand drawn with the little bumpiness. And I think it's cool. It's not exactly how the charcoal pencil is, but it is what I was expecting from the image trace from Illustrator. So that's the first logo. I'm just gonna copy over and do this for the second logo as well. So now that that's done, I'm gonna save this and then show you guys how I put it onto my website. Pretty basic, you kind of just do it. All right, so now I'm on my website. As you can see, the logo I was talking about before, very logo-y. I don't know why Squarespace is being so slow. Anyways, very logo-y. It's not a bad logo, doesn't really relate to anything. Yet again, I made this when I was 18 actually. I made this when I was 18. But I think it's time for a little bit of a change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this home page, edit site header, and then I'm going to change site title and logo. I'm going to replace this with this vector, logo 1 vector, and see, look how cute that looks. That looks way better. So another thing I want to kind of work on with my website is the responsiveness on the website. So that includes what it looks like on a phone. And I want to make the logo on the phone specifically. I don't know if I can do this, but I want to make it perfect. So for the mobile logo, I wanted to make it the smaller version so that you can see it a bit better. I'm going to add a mobile logo. I'm going to upload file, and we're going to go this one. Perfect. And so that's what you're going to see on the mobile page. I'm just going to go back to the desktop, and so yeah. So that's going to be the site header I think it's cute. Next is my homepage. Like I said, she's cute, but it's not really giving what it needs to give, especially as it comes down to the mobile version of my website. It looks good on desktop, but when we come to the mobile version here, it's not really cohesive. And I want to focus on creating a responsive website because from what I can tell, the majority of my website viewers view my website through their phones, and so I need to make it functional and accessible for mobile devices. And so this to me right here is not doing it. So what I kind of wanted to do is create a little bit of a collage to kind of give people when they go onto my website a little sneak peek into what they're gonna find on my little site. So I'm just gonna play around a bit in Photoshop and try to figure out what I want to do, create something that I like. Voice over me here. I really wish Squarespace would sponsor me because I be promoting them. But basically, Squarespace makes it really easy for me to create a collage, to play around with different layouts and different images that I think might work. So here's just me just playing around, seeing what I like and what I don't like. Yeah, I played around with some of my favorite artworks that I did that I kind of want to showcase. I opted for this like collage type thing. Not like I ended up not doing the slideshow, but this is kind of what I figured out. So yeah. Okay, so that took a bit longer than expected. I kind of just opted for this gallery right here. I don't know, I might change it, but right now this is what we're gonna leave it as. So now I want to move on to the about section. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really not that great at doing like these write-up things. It's like in school when they go around the class and ask you to say your name and one interesting thing about you, but for some reason you forget everything you've ever done and become the most boringest person in the room. It's kind of like that. So I'm just gonna worry about the write-up part last and then focus on the design. But yeah, what I want to change first in this design is the photo. This is like a little graphic that I made for myself like 2 years ago, and since then like my skills and my style has kind of like definitely improved and definitely changed. Like it's not a bad graphic, but it's just not good. It's not what I want to display, you know? So the other day I made this Instagram reel, which you should go check out, by the way. If you really like time lapses and satisfying videos, I suggest you go check it out because they're really cool. My Instagram will be linked probably right here. But yeah, I made this self-portrait of myself, which I think is gonna be perfect right here in this spot. And yeah, so it kind of just shows my art style and all of that jazz, which is perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna edit the section. So what I want to do is, first thing I'm gonna do is replace that image. I'm gonna actually delete this background image, keep it simple, keep it clean. We're gonna get rid of that. And then I want to change, so if you could just look maybe. And so I'm gonna replace this image with my self-portrait that I did. And so yeah, that is kind of, this is a self-portrait, pretty basic, pretty chill. I'm actually gonna change this to make it overlap because I think it's maybe not. Collage, that might be good. Oh yeah, that's the one. So I'll figure out the words later, but that's kind of all I wanted to do for that section. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and save all these changes. I want to also edit my header. So what's cool about Squarespace is that you can also see what it looks like on a mobile view. So this is kind of what it's looking like on my phone, and then you have your featured little products here, and then the about section, which is pretty cool, and then yeah, just some extra buttons. I want to change my header and footer, so I'm gonna do that really quickly. So I kind of want to change the whole color scheme of the website in general. I think it'll make it a bit better. Editing me 2 months later. But I don't have footage for this, but I basically just changed the color of the website and did all that. So yeah. So the final thing that I wanted to do with this redesign is to add my portfolio to my website. Right now, the extent of my portfolio available on my website is just the pieces that you can purchase, which is cool and all, but I have some other really cool projects that I've done that you wouldn't see just by my available prints and my posters. Now, some of you may not realize this, but I'm a little bit of a tech genius. aka I went to school for IT for 2 years and then switched out of that, but that's besides the point. The point is I have a beginner intermediate knowledge on programming, specifically HTML and CSS. So last semester I had the opportunity, I got the chance to code from scratch my portfolio website, which I'm kind of proud of. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit proud of. It's not the best, it's not perfect by any means, but it landed me a job as a research assistant for one of my profs, so I say that it's not too bad. Anyways, that was a tangent, but so I have this portfolio website that I want to link to my site, but my only issue is that I was never that great, never that good at coding for responsiveness on my website, so I'm not too sure how good it's gonna look on your phone, but I think I'm gonna still use it because it'll just save me some time right now. I'll probably have to figure it out later on down the line, but I'm gonna use it as a placeholder. So yeah. All right, so what I want to do is add to the navigation bar a link to a external page, and I'm just gonna paste my portfolio, and then I'm gonna put the link right here. I'm gonna save that, and it should show up right here. So I'm gonna put that here, and my last kind of thing that I want to do is to change, because originally I thought it was gonna be black and white, but I added like this blue kind of theme to my website, and I think it's cooler that way. So I'm actually going to change up my logo again to a blue one. So I'm going to open up Illustrator once more. Okay, so basically I've just changed this logo to blue, and then I'm going to go back into Squarespace. We're going to edit. We're going to edit the site header. We're going to change site logo, replace, upload file, and we're going to choose the blue one. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to edit this, and then I'm just going to crop. That should be okay. So now I'm just replacing the mobile logo with the blue one. And yeah, that kind of completes the website. I think it looks cute now. We did keep some elements from before, which is fine, but I think it's more me, more my style. So yeah, so that's the end of the video. I think it's looking cute. It's definitely more me, definitely more my style and how I want my brand to kind of look like. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and comment down below what you like to see next from me. I really like doing this. It was kind of fun just to take you guys along my rebranding website process. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.